Hello and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I am going to show you how to prep. So first, you must have a second island to do what I'm about to tell you. And second, you need to be willing to do all the steps, or at least some of them, depending on how much stuff you want to keep. And now that we have the requirements out of the way, let's get started. The very first thing you want to do is decide on what you want to keep and what you can sell. An example of things you might want to keep, since you worked your tail off to get them, are villager pictures, any holiday items, Sahara wallpaper and flooring, birthday items, and any special gyroids like Brewster or anything like that. I know there's a whole long list of things you might want to hold on to, things like from Gulliver or Gullivar. Oh my gosh, look at Bunny. Look at Bunny. This is what's making me sad about leaving this island. I don't even want to leave it, to be honest. But, oh my gosh, she's so cute. I love her. Do I really have to leave her? Yes. Yes, we do have to leave her. We need to move on. The second thing we need to do is we need to clear out a section of our island. I'm going to call this the restart island, because you're going to see why when I start bringing the Keep Islander over. We're going to have to differentiate between the two islands. We definitely need to make a space. I kind of started throwing things everywhere. I didn't actually create a real space for it. After I started doing it, I wish I had. The third thing you want to do is you want to go through your island, all the outdoors. Start in one area, and then just move your way around the island kind of strategically. Just plan it out before you do it. It'll make it so much easier and quicker. You want to do all of that, and then you're going to take all of that to your keep area if it's worth saving. If it's not worth saving, go over to your Nook's Cranny and sell it. Either way, if you want to keep it or not keep it, you are going to save those bells as well. And now we're going to go through your inventory. Pro tip: place a storage shed near your keep area, or closest to your keep area, okay? Since I didn't create one, I just kind of stuck mine here in the front of the island. You're going to want to take out the items to keep, and when your pockets are full, just drop the items in that designated area. And then you're just going to continue this step until all the items you want to keep are dropped in the keep area. Now, one thing to note, you want to hold some bells and tools till the end. This will make sense later. Also, make sure your pockets are completely empty when you start this project. It makes life so much easier. And once you've determined what you are keeping and what you aren't, you can then go through the rest of your inventory and start liquidating. So you're going to want to sell all unwanted items. And a quick side note here, do not sell through the drop box. If you only have a day's worth of work, you're going to want to not use the drop box, because that's going to make you wait until the next day to get your bells. So you don't want to do that. So just go ahead and just sell them to Timmy and Tommy. I know it's not as quick, but it's worth it to get the extra bells. Also, don't forget, if you've got tools or any other materials that you want to sell, go ahead and do that as well. But don't sell tools that you might need later. For instance, if you have your other resident over from the Keep Island and they want to get fruit so they can dig up trees, you want to leave some fruit out. Things like that. You might want to leave a shovel out. You might want to leave an axe out. Just a thought. You don't have to follow that, but it's just my tip for you. And another thing is, don't deposit bells. Just as you get bells, drop them. You will also want to go check your bank account before you end this to make sure it's at zero, guys. Don't forget to do that, because you do not want to leave bells behind if you can help it. All right, let's move on to flowers, bushes, crops, trees, all that good stuff. So I told myself I was going to create an area for any hybrid flowers or any kind of flowers basically that I'd want to keep and plant them on my other island. I didn't do that. I just left the flowers where they are because that makes more sense. And you want to make sure that your other character from your other island that you're keeping brings a shovel or bells, because if they forget their shovel, they have bells to buy one, because they might need it if they want to dig up any kind of trees that you may want to keep. So keep that in mind. Make sure if you don't keep a shovel that you at least have one available for your other character, okay? I wouldn't sell all your fruit, by the way, to Timmy and Tommy, because if you do have to dig things up, you like trees, you do not want to have to go buy fruit. All right, is everybody still with me? Let's move on to Nook Miles. The thing you've got to remember about Nook Miles is that you earn them all the time, okay? So you got to keep checking this. Do not only check it once and walk away. You have to keep checking this or you'll lose those Nook Miles. Now, I only have 1,000 right now. Actually, I probably had 1,500 to begin with. So I'm going to exchange those out for Bell vouchers. That way I can sell them. If you had enough Nook Miles, you could buy items that are hard to get, or you can just buy Nook Mile tickets. That'd be another option for you. Either way, once you get your Bell vouchers, if that's what you choose to buy, you can either go sell them at Timmy and Tommy's or just drop them on the ground and let your other characters sell them at their island. It's fine either way. Don't forget to check your recycling bin. Take those little items in there that might be worth something, like that sloppy table and that sloppy sink. Take that stuff. And Mom's art, I don't even know how that got in there. Anyway, make sure you take that stuff. Alright, so we are getting down to the last items that we need to do for our restart island. Right now, we want to make sure that we hit those rocks. Do not forget to hit those rocks. Just hit it until you get to the money rock and be done. I mean, now, you hit all of them until you get the money rock, then I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry. And don't forget, you want to go collect your money from the money trees as well, because I almost forgot them, and I remembered at the last minute. And I don't want you to forget them, okay? That's a lot of bells. Oh my word, I'm naked. And there's actually a reason for this. Don't forget to take your clothes off, especially if you really love them. And then you're going to want to put them in your keep area as well, so you can take those with you. And I didn't mention this earlier, but if you have more than one resident or house on your island, make sure you repeat all the earlier steps for each one if you want to. I mean, that's very time consuming as well. I had 2 residents on this island that had full inventories. I actually did not move everything from the second inventory. I just couldn't do it. It was just taking too much time for me. Also, we are now on the final restart island prep. So now that I've explained why I am naked, we're going to take one last run around the island to make sure we got everything. Don't forget to check your houses one last time. And if you have anything left in storage, do a last check on that now to see if there's anything you want to keep. And while you're in your house, you might as well check the wallpaper and flooring and decide if you want to keep it or not. The stuff that's already on your walls and floors. If you want to keep, then you need to buy some cheaper wallpaper and flooring at Nooks and change out what's in your house. So you need to remember to buy enough to replace all walls and floors. And there are 6 rooms in your house. So that's 2 times 6 is 12. And Nook's Cranny, my Nook's Cranny, the walls were like 600 to 2,500 in that range. The floors were 1,000 to 2,500. So if it were me, I would have about 30 grand saved up just to be safe. That way, if all you've got that day are $2,500 walls, you're going to be okay. But you know that's not going to happen. There's going to be cheaper, some in between. That's just me. I would prefer to have more than enough than not enough. And if you have more, you can always put your bells back out in the keep area, and it's fine. Now you're just going to want to drop the last of the items and your bells. Don't forget to drop your bells. I also say don't forget to check your Nook Mile tickets or your Nook Miles again, because they keep accumulating as you do things. So double check that again and go check your bank balance again. Make sure it's still at 0. I doubt you've deposited anything since the last time, but just make sure. And we are just going to run around the island one last time. And you do that if you have OCD like me. You have to run around like 3 or 4 times just to make sure you didn't miss anything, okay? It's just a thing. And while I am checking my island for the 10th time, it's time to prep your keep island now. So if you haven't already done so, make sure you have enough storage space on the island you are keeping. There are a few ways to do this. If you have enough bells, you can buy your way. Basically, I have enough bells. You definitely need 1.2 million to get 5,000 spaces in your inventory. It's 700,000 for 3,200 spaces, 900,000 for 4,000 spaces. And then, of course, that $1.2 million price point for 5,000, which is the final expansion, but it is totally worth it if you can afford it. I was at 2,400 when I started, so I was able to keep increasing. I think I ended up only needing 4,000. I wanted 5,000, so there you have it. And if you find you don't have enough storage and you can't afford to expand, even with bells from your other island, you can always add more players or residents. Now you got to keep in mind that expanding storage to its fullest and inviting more residents is time consuming. It takes days to get all of that done, because if you have new residents, they start out in a tent, and I can't remember exactly how long. And I just started the hardcore mode too. How can I not remember this? But I think it's like 3 or 4 days that it takes, at least, to get a house, which then gives you storage. And you can also go through your inventory and sell any duplicates or anything you don't need on your keep island. I had to do that. In fact, I had to do that a few times. Every time I brought stuff back, I did check my inventory at first just to see if I brought back any duplicates, because I don't remember what I have in my inventory. And there were some actual duplicates, so I would sell things as I went along. That's also time consuming, but you know what? It's worth it in the end. That way you don't lose anything. And once you've got your storage figured out on your keep island, it's time to fly to your restart island and start picking things up. Make sure your pockets are empty. If you want to take a shovel or something with you, you may. I would just leave that there while you're there, just in case you want to dig up any flowers or anything like that, because the hybrids, you may have worked really hard on hybrids on this island like I did. This was actually my island that I created all my hybrids. So I'm going to miss this island, but now I have them spread out amongst all my other 2 islands, so I'm good. But just in case, you may want to do that. And you're just going to keep going back and forth now. When you go back to your island, you're going to throw things in your storage. You might just keep doing that until the end, and then you can go through your storage and see if, when you run out maybe, see if there's anything that you can sell. You don't have to do all that selling with your duplicates and everything all at the beginning. You can do that at the end or when you run out of space. And the very last thing that you're going to want to do on your restart island before you actually restart is say goodbye to your villagers, because you worked hard to get those as well. And we're going to start with Lolly, one of my favorites. I'm going to so miss her. Oh no, my little Lolly's sick. We got to grab medicine for her. We can't just leave her like this. I can't do it. Look at that. Look at that face. Oh my goodness. All right, let's go grab some medicine quick and we'll be right back. Let's give her this medicine so we can actually give her a proper goodbye. Oh my gosh. You're so thoughtful. Wait till I tell you I'm leaving. And you're going to go into the abyss. Oh, I'm so going to miss Lolly. I'll probably never get her again. And she gave me a t-shirt. Now I have to go throw that out on my island for my keep island. I have to keep that forever. I have to. All right. We've said our goodbye. She has no idea why I've just waved at her. Bye, Lolly. All right, let's say goodbye to Sid. He's not my favorite, so I'm not upset about this one. Let's head to the plaza. There's got to be... Oh, look, there's Whitney. And they... Oh, see you, Whitney. You're so pretty. They all wear that Christmas dress I gave them one year. Oh, I haven't talked to her in 4 months. Oh, I'm sorry, Whitney. I'm sorry. It's going to be even longer this time. Bye, Whitney. Oh no, it's Etoile and she's fishing. I'll just wave. Bye, Etoile. It's been nice living here with you. This one hurts. Bunny was one of my starter villagers, and I believe I got her not long after Nintendo Talk was like really big on Bunny. So I am so gonna miss her. I have actually fallen in love with her. Bye. Oh, I didn't even talk to her. How? Oh no. Oh no. I'm not going back. Let's go talk to Diana real quick. Say goodbye to her. Bye, Diana. You're so pretty too. I'm gonna miss you. I think I have her amiibo, so I think we're okay. I think I have most of these amiibos. So when I get bored playing hard mode, I can bring these people, see, they're like my people. I can bring all these little animals into my new island. Let's say goodbye to Mint, quick. I am gonna miss Mint. I actually went on hunts to find Mint. And she's working on something. So we need to talk to her real quick and get her DIY recipe. I'm not going to learn it. I'm actually going to put it back out in my keep area, which is probably empty by now, and have my other resident come over one more time to grab that, or to at least learn it. And now we can say our goodbyes. She doesn't even look. Aw, bye, Mint. I'm going to miss you. Now she waves. And now we can say goodbye to Raymond. And honestly, Raymond, I have him on my main island, so I'm not going to miss him. My favorite character on my main island is still Raymond. I don't care what anybody says. Hands down, he's the best villager. He's just so sassy. Bye, Raymond. I'm not going to miss you, but I am going to miss you. And last but not least, Lyman. I love Lyman. I went to a friend's dream island one time and she had Lyman and I fell in love with him. It's time to say goodbye, buddy. And that's it. I'm a little nervous, but let's do this.